Welcome to the TUBCAST. It is a podcast for us, the men in a tub, from us, for you. Tonight we're going to be talking about some real Battle Royale business. Also, a giant black hole. Mm-hmm. And also, maybe something about some Disney streaming and some big news out of Apple.
Yeah.
But before we get there, welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Eric. And as always, I'm joined by... Actually, that's a lie. It's not always.
It's as always.
It's not. Last week I was alone.
As always.
True.
No, you got to say it.
You guys-
It's the start of the show.
You guys...
It's the start of the show.
You guys left me alone, and then a bad man called me on the phone and said a bad word on the show and ruined the show, and then I had to edit it, and it threw me off my game, and I was really uncomfortable for the last half of the show, and it felt icky, and then I felt bad the whole next day because I felt violated, like a mean man just came into my house and robbed me of all my joy. Kyle's here. Jeremy's
As
back.
always.
But you have the joy of the Lord.
Jeremy's back.
You know,
Actually, I'm a ghost. I'm not really here.
I thought
It's
about
so long, Jeremy.
Yeah, where you've been everywhere,
I've
man.
been,
Kuipers is here.
I've
Yes,
been
Kuipers.
everywhere. Yes, I've been
I would like to
everywhere.
acknowledge that Kuipers was a great co-host last
He was.
week.
I mean,
was.
he's always here.
He's
Kuipers
always
is
here.
always here.
I know, but it's just, it's the illusion. I have to keep the illusion.
As
Kuipers.
always, you
It's
got
this,
you just say it.
When you watch like a talk show on the TV, they don't give as much credit to the people behind the scenes.
Right.
I'm not saying they're not the
Then
most
again-
valuable people. That's just the way.
Don't
it is.
tell him
I'm
that.
just
Behind the scenes, they also don't talk as much as I do. So,
This is true. He's going to ask for more money. I feel like, I'm sorry, Kuipers.
Wait, there's money involved?
We'll have to renegotiate your contract.
We were paying you a penny a year.
oh yeah.
Now, welcome everyone. Jeremy, welcome back. We haven't had you here for like 4 months. It's been kind of hit or miss.
It's
been
been
84
3 weeks
years.
since you
Don't
looked at me.
stop it. Stop it. You're
I
not
mean,
allowed
it
to make
kind
that.
of-
Rob.
That's
It
not.
works,
That's
though.
not how it works.
That's exactly what happened.
That's not it, Jeremy.
But that's what happened. It's been 3 weeks.
yeah.
Have you
Since
been
you
off the
looked
show
at
for
me.
3 weeks
Yeah,
total in a row?
I believe.
That was your longest stretch.
No, I think
Yeah.
it was 2 weeks.
No.
I think that your memory does not serve you well.
No, because
It was 3 weeks ago that you looked at me,
no. Stop it.
which means
No.
I missed 2 weeks of the show.
You're a fully.
Which
You missed
means
2
it was
weeks of the show.
Which means it was 3 weeks.
You're a
since
fully
you looked at
clothed.
me.
You're a fully clothed man. I beg you to stop saying things
I'm just saying it's been 3 weeks.
that a
No.
bare naked lady would say. No, but okay. So we had Rob. Last week
Robbie-
I was by myself. That's
Robbie
one week.
was here the
Then
week before
Robbie was
that.
here that, and then the other week was just you and me, wasn't it?
No, there was a week in between that I was here, and then I was gone.
well,
the
so
week
it hasn't
before
been
that.
3 weeks
Yeah.
in a row. It's 2 weeks.
No,
and
I
then-
just said
Get
it's been
over
3
yourself.
weeks since you looked at me.
No, it hasn't. Stop.
Yes,
Stop it.
because you didn't see me do the math. It's been 21 days. That is 3 weeks since you looked at me. I'm just saying that's math.
No.
Yes, it is. That's how facts work.
You know what's worse about this is that the
No.
lyrics to the song is "It's been 1 week."
I
Yeah.
know, but this is fact.
You really just love shoving that into the pigeonhole that is not working for you.
Don't
I'm
shove
just-
anything into any
You guys
pigeons.
keep telling me
hole.
it's 2 weeks, but it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, no,
What's
that's
going on?
good. Let's start it over.
What? I have
was-
no idea what happened there.
Did you bump something?
No, I was
re-
on a different panel altogether.
Did you push a number? Remember we put those hotkeys in. I wonder.
I really hope that everybody else heard that and it wasn't just
yeah,
us
we
that
played
heard
the
it.
intro music. Oh, that's right. Because 3 weeks ago was the mashed potatoes, the potato
Oh my gosh,
conversation.
we apparently are the extreme minority, Eric. I've had other people that have come up to me since then saying, "Yeah, I've done that. I dipped my potatoes in potatoes."
Yeah.
So
Jeremy
I don't know.
and everyone else in the world,
I win the internet.
Jeremy, I will give you this victory.
Thank you for that.
he deserves one. I feel like he really hasn't got many on the
Right.
show, so I'm really proud. We should have a
It's
ceremony.
true, I haven't.
No, it's good to have everyone here. I tried to do the show alone, and
it was fun for a while, but then I let my pride get the best of me. You know, I said I'm gonna have a call-in show like those fancy radio hosts on the radio,
Right.
Yeah, who have people who clear the
And they have a delay. And they have a delay.
I would like to point out that I think that we have had other uncensored words that have come through whenever we've had a rapper join us.
That was a rap soundboard, though. That was different.
Yeah, but it still was just as surprising.
It was, but I felt like
I wasn't that surprised.
I felt like it was like
No, we were all surprised.
It was allowed because of the context of it.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, like, who said it? This was some white dude from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's right. We got your
I got your phone number.
We should harass him. Not really. We won't.
No, but we might.
We're better than that.
But we might do it. I might
Maybe.
harass him anyways.
I mean, use somebody else's secret
No, it's
phone
fine.
number. Not the Tub one.
No. So I've been, I'm really looking into how to get a delay on the phone line so we can do it.
Yeah.
But then the whole thing is you got to delay the whole show.
And it's
then-
already delayed like 30 seconds to the
Yeah,
chat.
and then the chat becomes an issue. But maybe it would only be for special occasions. Where
And
you
I mean,
had a
they're
phone
real
line.
rowdy tonight, so
Settle down in the
Stop
chat.
it.
See that
You just calm
the whole
yourselves.
show, I ruined it all. Last week I killed everything. No one's here to
They're
watch.
like,
no.
No one cares anymore.
They all still love us.
My wife told me I sounded like an NPR host the whole time.
That's just I feel like that's
She said it was boring.
No, I don't think it was boring. I listened to it.
Did you ask for donations?
Did I ask for donations?
No, he's saying it because I was
because
being an
NPR is
NPR
doing that
host.
this week.
No, I forgot.
I know, Jeremy. You listen to NPR every single day.
That's how you get your news.
I get my news from the internet.
I get my news
know,
from
I
Apple
know.
News
Hashtag fake news.
telling me,
Twitter
"Hey, this
and
happened."
the Facebooks and the
And Twitter.
Instas and the
Hey,
Twitters.
you know what? I mean, that's really where you get your news is Twitter. It's where everybody's going with everything first. They got to break it before they write it. So that's where the news breaks, and then you get the news articles.
Right.
True.
Like, yeah, like I'm just going to, right now, I'm going to go
I mean,
check.
that's how you found out about
check the
Assange this
news.
morning, right?
No, that's how I found out about Osama bin Laden being shot and
That
killed.
was a long time ago.
I know.
I'm talking about today.
So,
Well, Twitter still
I just want to
stands.
let you know that on Instagram right now, there's a photo of a chocolate donut laying upside down with a bite taken out of it on the street.
Oh no, that's a waste of a good donut.
Also, there's a stack of T-shirts. There's a Fall Out Boy meme. There's the inside of a Snapple cap.
What's the fact?
Real fact? Wild camels once roamed Arizona's deserts. Is that true, or is that like that thing where they tried to trick us into thinking kangaroos were being located to Wyoming?
Or that there were no the dinosaurs didn't have any feathers? Or are they trying to trick us that they have feathers now? I don't know what's real anymore.
I'd also like to
That's
report
because
that
you get your news from the internet.
that Instagram is telling me that Game of Thrones is back on Sunday. That's exciting.
Oh
news.
yeah.
Did
Game
you
of
see they have
Thrones.
special Oreos for Game of Thrones? I thought that was dumb.
Why is that dumb?
Why is that
I
dumb?
don't know. I just thought it was dumb.
Because Jeremy just doesn't understand Game of Thrones.
He disapproves of it.
He disapproves of it.
But you don't like anything fantasy related, though.
That is a fact. And
because
that's why
when you were
it's
raised,
interesting.
you were told that anything
No, I've
that's like
never liked
witchcraft
that
and
genre. That is nothing to do with
wizardry,
Which is why
and
he
it's
really
of
wants
the
to
devil.
do a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, that makes
It
complete
makes
sense.
complete sense. He-
Actually, D&D was on the do not do list.
I know it's
It was
because
right
that's
up
how
there.
you
It
summon
was
the
right up there
devil
with,
directly.
no, that was Ouija board.
Do not do with the devil.
They were right there beside each other.
I mean, you summon the devil from that
yeah.
in a more subtle way than the Ouija board. The
Well,
Ouija board
drums
is
are of the devil, so
well, yeah.
you can't
so was
listen to any
Jumanji.
music with drums. Anyway, Julian Assange, huh? Did you guys see his beard?
Who is Julian Assange?
You seriously don't know who
I don't.
the founder of WikiLeaks is?
Okay. What about him?
He got arrested. The Britons.
The Ecuadorian
bunch of-
embassy kicked him out, and he got arrested, and now he's going to be extradited to the United States.
It's because
Oh.
Great Brit.
Hey,
Ouch! Thanks.
welcome back.
Thanks, Jolly. Thanks for making life good.
19 months. They are on a 2-month streak.
That's where
Is that because he
paused,
gifted it
maybe.
to somebody else? I think it was to me that he gifted it.
Oh,
Thank you.
So I didn't realize that Britain was in our back pocket that much. Still, it's pretty good.
Totally are.
I mean, we were.
Or are they in Russia's back pocket?
Are we like? Did we
Who
like
were in their back
school them
pocket?
that much? When we declared our independence, are they scared of us?
Well, I think they're
Yeah.
scared of Trump.
Why? I thought they were empowered by him
it's
because they did Brexit. 'Cause
That's actually why they're scared of Trump.
But Brexit still hasn't technically
they don't have the
happened.
backing of the
Because if
EU
they don't,
anymore.
if they don't have the backing of the EU and they lose trade partnership with the U.S., they're kind of hosed.
Yeah.
You remember how we broke that story?
Hey, we got Julian for you. Hey, Trump.
Yeah.
Can we trade him? Wink, wink.
wink, wink. Can you fix some of these tariffs you've added? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that we probably gave him when we had no tariff on that one the trade though.
That's probably true.
We said, we'll take that.
Probably paid for that one.
Assange guy.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're pro Julian. You like what he did?
I am against the reason that they're saying that they want him to be extradited to the U.S., which is they're saying that he actually assisted in hacking with what's her face, her face.
Pamela Anderson.
No.
Yeah, she hacked a lot.
Manning.
Peyton Manning?
No,
Chelsea
Yeah.
Manning.
I don't know. Is that right?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the
Manning-
Yeah, it's Chelsea. I think it is.
There's a lot of
Manchester
Mannings.
United.
Anyway, it's the one that stole all of
Manning
the,
Chester.
all of the
Orchestra.
stuff that made us realize that the Patriot Act, had nasty stuff in it.
Well, we knew that
we
the
knew
Patriots
Tom
were
Brady
bad.
has
Yeah,
been
exactly.
deflating
They've
balls.
Tom Brady's fault.
they've cheated for years.
Yeah,
we already
it's
knew
true.
that. That
It's
wasn't
true.
anything new.
It's true. Anyway, or no, it's Brady. Maybe it's Brady. I don't know what the name of the person.
Tom
Tom
It
Brady.
was like
Brady and Peyton
It was like
Manning.
9 years ago when this happened,
Yeah,
and he's been
Deflategate.
hiding for 9 years. That's right. That's exactly right.
He's been hiding in plain sight.
This is why people come here for the news, so they get it completely straight and factual, and they can
Right.
go. They can have confident, intelligent water cooler conversations
yeah.
with their coworkers after listening to this show.
Someone please go and have water cooler conversation about this news story and the entire news section that we just delivered. Please share that with your coworkers.
His name is always scary for me to say because I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Is it
Assange?
Julian Assange?
Yeah.
It's like
That's how all the reporters do it.
Assange.
it's like I'm going to go to this parlor and get an Assange.
Well, I mean, he is pending arrest in Poland or something
For massages?
child molestation.
Who, Julian?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So that's a thing. I think it's molestation. Or
Was that
or
what he
it's-
was
or it's
doing all
like-
this time?
So he was doing that while he was like, "Hey, here's
I
some
mean-
government secrets so that you forget
No,
about this
so-
other stuff."
I don't know. I
What
don't
a
know all the
jerk.
details. I'm just saying.
I think, I'm going to change the subject right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
that's a
Thank
great
you.
idea.
Thank you.
I was just thinking about breakfast. I think I want some Assange juice.
Oh.
Fresh
Are you sure you were
squeeze.
talking about breakfast or Brexit? Which one?
I don't know enough about Brexit. I just know that they made a bad choice.
I mean, it still hasn't happened though. We broke that news story
That's
when we were in our
because-
old studio like 3 years ago, and it still hasn't happened.
we
That's
broke-
because you see, in the
yeah,
United
yeah.
States,
No, we broke
have,
it here when it
No,
actually.
it was in the other studio because
It
we were at the
was.
later time because
Yeah.
there were more Brits that watched us at that time.
That is facts.
I'm not going to argue with you folks right now because I care about you and I love you, but I remember staring at that
Someone-
screen in the chat when it came across.
Someone tell
I
us.
do.
Someone go back in the archives. And,
Yeah, I'm wrong.
and correct
I'm sure
it
I'm
for
wrong.
us.
I'm sure. Don't correct me. I'm wrong.
Nathan, we need you to get us another clip show. Find
You
us
know
that
he
clip
doesn't
of break.
watch this
Who's
anymore.
Was that
Nathan?
it?
Who's Nathan?
Yeah.
The guy that did the clip show for us.
Oh, but
That
fan
guy,
Of ours,
yeah.
The fan of ours.
The Fanny fan.
Oh boy.
Well, speaking of fans, I don't have a transition.
Let's just breeze
We're
into
just
it.
we're just spinning aimlessly.
Yeah, let's just breeze into something.
Thanks, guy first. I finished that Yoshi game.
It's been a while since we've done this all together. I don't
It's a
think we
good
know
rhythm.
how to do it.
I think it's a good rhythm. and we're back
I
on
started
it.
It's
that
great.
Yoshi game.
It's
Did you?
good. I like
Yeah.
it.
That's fun.
I-
It's really easy in the beginning, and there's a little more challenge
Yeah, I
later.
like the side scrolling with a little bit of depth going on. You know, I
a
like
2.5D.
that. And the whole throwing things into the background to knock things over.
They made it a little more fun this time.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Because this is a brand new game. It's not a remake, right?
Well, no, but they've had others.
But they had others. Oh, right.
Like Woolly World was.
Woolly
like
World was the
wool.
one before this, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the
for
Wii
the
U. But no, it's fun. I finished it, and then I was like, that was fun. It wasn't too challenging. There's a couple spots where I'm like, this is a fair challenge, but I think the costumes can kind of cheapen the challenge a little bit. But I was okay with that. I was okay with putting on a costume and taking 5 hits before I actually took a real hit.
Which Yoshi color did you pick?
I went traditional.
You went green? You went straight up?
I did about traditional for the first half of what I've played, and then I was like, I'm going to change it up a little. I used a purple one.
I did green the whole way through.
Can you guess what color I chose?
Probably orange.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Orange.
Orange is the color I picked.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I like that it's not it's a game that you can play leisurely.
In your underwear?
Yeah.
On the beach?
On the beach.
In the shower?
On near the flowers. You know? Mm-hmm. It's a fun little game.
I beat that. It was good. I think I would recommend it if you like side scrolling. Mm-hmm. Side scrolling. It
was fun to kind of look for the flowers and
you can really go deep on that. Like, or you can do like I do, and I go as far as I can until I hit a block because I need more flowers, and then I go all the way back to where I don't.
See,
have
I try to be a
that.
completionist. I try not to finish the level until I find them all.
Yeah.
I play it over and over and over again until I do.
Yeah, I'm not quite that way.
That takes away fun for me.
Some people, that's fun for them though.
I know.
Kyle.
I'm saying that takes fun away from me.
I like to see the new pretty levels.
Yeah, give me the new pretty.
I watched the new season of Santa Clarita Diet.
I haven't started that yet.
There's been
Santa Clara.
Is it good?
Santa Clarita.
Clarita.
Is it good?
Oh yeah,
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. So
Yeah, I mean, I do have a giant man crush on Timothy Olyphant.
who doesn't?
So that might be part of the reason. But it's I don't know. It's a fun comedy about zombies. It's a zombie.
It's a zombie.
I just want to mention that if you're on the fence, jump right in. It's good.
Yeah, it's got Eric's seal of approval.
I mean, there. Speaking of
all you
things
need.
that don't have my seal of approval,
Oh boy.
Kuiper's plug your ears.
Oh boy.
Your word.
Kuipers, just take the headphones off for a little bit.
Why don't you go outside, Kuipers?
Is this going to be the day that's known as Kuiper's quitting day?
Please, no, it's not. I'm not going to be mean. I just need to say a few things that you might disagree with. This is a civil conversation.
Okay.
And if you disagree, that's your right and
Then why are you
privilege.
telling me I should
mean,
step
the
outside?
audience-
Well, I was just
Shut
saying,
you up.
if you don't want to get mad about it, I don't want you to get mad. No, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I watched Aquaman, right?
You did watch Aquaman.
Okay.
That movie, okay, it's better than some movies out there that have been made in the history of movies. I don't know. I don't want to. I feel bad because I feel like I'm going to hurt Kuiper's feelings, but I personally, my personal feelings was it was not that good. But I think.
See, I thought the main character was just a bad actor,
I mean,
but I thought
Momoa's
the movie
fine.
I just thought he was bad.
I think he's a decent actor, and maybe it's because I'm for one, like, I'm not a fan of Aquaman because I just don't know much about his lore, his character. I didn't know he was bulletproof and stuff, which is crazy to me. But anyways, he's pretty much Superman of the water, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, basically.
So that stuff was okay. That's not. It's just. It felt cheesy in ways that I didn't really care for. Some of the one-liners were fine. I could tell that they were trying to do the whole Marvel thing a little too hard, maybe. We're trying to be funny and we're trying to have, and it's I get what you're doing and some of it's working, but for the most part,
Since when is comedy in an action movie a Marvel thing?
No, I think what he means is
I'm just saying that they realized that that's what people were appreciated about
'Cause
the
that
Marvel
wasn't
movies
what they used to
because
do.
that wasn't what they did in their movies up until that point. So it's you could tell they made this pivot that just at times felt kind of unnatural to me. It just felt like these kind of forced moments that I'm not saying all of it didn't land because there were some moments I'm like, oh, that's funny.
I will admit the opening was pretty weak in my opinion.
I thought that it fit well the cheesiness because of the fact that it was Aquaman that a large chunk of people don't take seriously anyway. So I thought that if there was a character that you would do that with in the DC universe, he seemed like he was the right one to do it.
I mean, he feels like DC's Thor at this point.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it felt like to me.
Very much so.
And it felt, but it didn't. I don't know. It just the CG in it was so disjointed too. Like there were like moments where it looked beautiful and it looked like stunning and real.
There were
realistic.
a lot of moments that were really bad.
And then like the next moment, you're just like, what is going on? It just looks like someone's head is floating in this character suit. And then like I don't know. There was just some really, I don't know, that stuff I didn't love. And honestly, I think for me, like the biggest thing that why I didn't enjoy it is just like, it didn't get me. And this is again is because I'm probably just not a big Aquaman fan, but it just didn't get me to care about that universe at all. Like I just watched it and I saw like all these fish things and I saw the fish boats.
But they saved the world.
And it was like Star Wars under the
saved the
water for a little
world.
while. And then it was like
That's true. There was that big like Star Wars battle in the desert, but underwater.
and then there were
the desert isn't underwater.
No, I'm saying in Star
anyways, but it just felt like there was all this stuff
Star
and
Wars with the big
I'm sorry, Kuipers. I'm not trying to poop on it, but I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. That's all it is. That's all it is.
So
and that's why it took you this long to watch it, because you knew that was going to be the case.
Question for you though, Eric.
Yes.
When you're comparing it to Thor,
I'm just saying it feels like that's what they're going for, is they're trying to make him.
I know, but I'm asking what era Thor are we talking about? Because like movies 1 and 2 Thor is a whole lot different than movie
That's
3
true.
Thor.
Yeah.
No, but Thor always has had that. I mean, even in the first one when he comes to Earth, and he's like sticking out like a sore thumb because he's just saying things that are ridiculous, and everybody's just kind of looking at him. Like when he smashes the coffee mug on the ground and he says another, and
This
you're
is
just
great.
like,
I'll have another.
yeah. So there was a lot of stuff that felt very much. I agree with Eric. Felt very much like it was trying to write him in that Thor capacity, and it seems like they've tried to do that with their characters. I mean, the Wonder Woman movie very much felt like it was trying to match what Captain America movie did.
But if you look at the comics themselves, that's kind of the whole.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's exactly what like.
I don't know if in the comics Aquaman was built that way. I think
No,
that
I'm just saying there was a definite competition of character types between those two studios.
So here's the other side of it: is I think that all this underwater stuff was just the art direction of it was so bland to me. Like I was just like, I get what you're going for, but it's not stylized at all. It just felt like the least imaginative. Like this is just the most boring, drab underwater world that I could imagine. Like I wanted to be surprised or see something exciting. And it's just like these weird giant fish boats and spaceship fish things and then like seahorses. Like it's just a lot of that world, and then like and I think that's
crammed
and
a lot
honestly, this
in
is all
without
with all the
explanation.
DC stuff, because even in Justice League, there was like all these moments where the whole set is CG, where other movies do that a lot better, where you get more immersed in it, and maybe that's because they mix it with practical set dressing as well as CG. But it's just like, okay, this whole thing was shot on a sound studio in front of a green screen, and it just looks like just CG art. Like it just doesn't. It looks like someone could have just like downloaded this from DeviantArt or something and like put it into a movie. Like it just feels uninspired. And I don't think that takes away from the character of Aquaman necessarily. I just think it made for like a bad movie. So I'm not trying to say, hey, I think Aquaman is stupid and he's just the fish dude. Like I think his character could probably do some cool stuff, and maybe they'll continue to make it. Maybe the next movie will iterate on it in a better way. But for this movie, I just felt like so much of that just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't click. But that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I am sorry, Kuipers.
Your opinion's wrong.
Okay, good. I expected that. I saw that Jeremy just typed Shazam into the thing. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Because that looks freaking awesome, and I really want to see that.
It does look great.
That trailer, the first trailer I saw, looks so good. I'm really excited.
I was super excited to see it. I thought it was a great film to take your kids to.
That sounds like a bad movie.
I'm trying to not like.
So you didn't like
You
it?
guys, no. I
didn't
did like it.
No, he didn't.
I did.
He didn't.
I felt though that there was, and I think it has to do with the way they're handling. It's a child that becomes Shazam, and they're trying to play off that kid nature with the adult figure as a child, and those aspects of it just felt cheesy.
It didn't
And
seem
it could be
cheesy.
the character himself.
Did you think
too.
they were cheesy in the trailer?
No, but the trailer was a very small segment of how this happens in the movie. It felt like it was just constantly about that, like stumbling kid who gets superpowers and is
So
awkwardly
Spider-Man.
a man,
That is what
but
the
is
movie's
also
about.
awkwardly a man. It like.
It's like Big, but with superhero powers.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I wouldn't put it up there with
Aquaman?
Aquaman. Yeah,
Really?
no, I wouldn't put it in the same. It's totally different than Aquaman. I think if you go
the same
into
universe,
it
I think.
realizing that this isn't the polished superhero, like, yeah, think of it more like a Spider-Man, like the newer Spider-Man, where they really accentuate the fact that he's a younger kid, right?
Why did that
he's
bother
not-
you so much?
Yeah.
though?
It didn't bother me. I'm just saying it just felt it wasn't what I expected, and maybe that was my own fault
Sounds like
for
it.
not. I thought it was. I was excited about those aspects in the trailers, but it felt more like I was watching a movie that was geared towards kids under the age of 12.
Oh, like Avengers.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because in Avengers, half of the universe died.
I mean, just like, okay, maybe this is the obvious cynic in me, and I'm sorry, cynicism is a disease, and I must be a disease along with it. But it's just like at some point, it's like comic book movies should have some fun with them, right? Like,
No, you're right.
And then like
it didn't have the traditional.
but like a
thing.
bunch of old men sitting around going, "Oh, this comic book wasn't serious enough for me." Like that's
Yeah.
like, I mean, at some point, like that
not
can't always be that way
entirely
too,
supposed to be serious. Like, not
But-
every comic book movie is supposed to be fully serious. There's supposed to be some.
But
But
I
let me
think-
put it this
I
way:
think-
it seemed more like what's that family of
Incredibles?
superheroes, the Incredibles. It felt
Oh.
like a real life kind of.
Oh, like Kim and Kanye.
The whole like pace of it and things
The
like
wife
that
got a big
felt
butt.
that way. I'm just saying, you know how those movies are geared towards kids, and this kind of had the same kind of pacing and.
Yeah, but I feel like the way that you've described it is like you expected that once he popped up into being the superhero that he wasn't still going to be a kid.
No, there's elements of like the wizard that he gets the powers from.
Shazam.
Correct. Well, I'm trying to not I can't.
I mean, that was in the trailer.
I knew that was in the trailer.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal is the wizard
Yeah.
that gives him the powers.
like even his
slam
character
dunk.
feels childlike throughout the movie.
So here's
Like even the adults, it just seemed very.
yeah.
Did the adult speak like wah, 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 wah,
That's
wah,
Charlie
wah?
Brown.
No, okay.
It wasn't quite that.
Like I said, I
okay.
enjoyed the movie. I just it felt like it was more geared towards the younger audience specifically.
Oh,
Like, it was
Jolliver's
intentionally
asking,
geared.
are you sure it wasn't Sinbad? Was that the wizard?
I don't know who the wizard was. And I'm
No,
not even
he
sure.
was a genie.
Oh, that's it. So. But I think like when movies use like, I guess this is kind of going back to Aquaman, but I think when movies use like CG to try to like, it's got to suspend belief to a certain extent. Like it needs to make you lose yourself a little bit in it, and like
Right.
And that suspension of belief sometimes just, at least in the DC movies, I feel like it just doesn't come with it. Like it doesn't. They don't do a good job of like taking me out of realizing I'm watching a movie. Like I just feel like it's just so like, I don't know. It just has this sheen,
Unreal.
this sheen about it that just feels like something like Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like they do such a good job of grounding it in a way, even though it's very fantastical, they still ground it in a way that makes it easy for you to get lost in the world.
And I feel like they spent more time
And-
character developing than anything that's happened in DC.
Maybe that's part of it.
That's
too.
some of it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I mean, I wonder if some of it too. You watched it on your TV as opposed to I felt like it sucked me in more in the theater. Obviously, there were the moments where the bad CG pulled you right out of it, but I didn't get that same kind of feeling that I wasn't immersed in the world.
I just
And
feel like
maybe on the big screen, some of that stuff can hide a little bit better than it
that
does.
seems like the opposite, though. On the big screen, you're like seeing every detail. It's like small and compressed.
Yeah,
on
but
it.
you've got
I'm
that
saying,
surround
You've got
sound
the-
with
yeah,
the
it's-
water bubbles and the.
Oh, it's the bubbles.
Yeah, it's the water bubbles.
know.
It's
I
like like a
should've-
LaCroix.
It's like, oh, did you hear that starfish fart in the back corner? I heard
did.
because of this.
Exactly.
This
I did.
theater sound system's crazy.
Exactly.
And it has the seat rumbling too, so you can feel it.
Yeah. Oh, that starfish just farted on me.
I also last night I watched Triple Frontier, which, by the way,
That's
Is
the Ben Affleck and
the worst name for a movie ever.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I had to type it in the agenda just so I would remember what it was called, because I would never remember what this movie is. Triple Frontier. I'm still not even sure what that has to do with the movie as a title.
Because it's not
Because
a western.
no,
Because it sounds like a western.
Yeah.
because their first frontier is like growing up. Their second
I
frontier
don't
is
think
their
that's
life.
a really weird way
Is
to
this
use.
is this the
And
one?
their third frontier is after they're out of the military
That's
and they're working
okay.
on
So I
their
did see this
own.
one.
It's Ocean's 11, but like Black Hawk Down. Ocean's
yeah,
11.
but
like,
the one guy's the dad who's just trying to.
they're all the dad.
They're all the dad.
No, but
I mean,
but Ben.
no.
but Ben.
So
Ben's
he
the
didn't
dad.
Ben,
like the movie
is
because
the
it was
leader,
too childish.
Is the leader, but he's like reluctant to join.
They're all that way, but
and
yeah.
there's
there's the one guy
a
that's
bunch of money.
There's
Yeah.
the dude from
And
Sons of
I saw
Anarchy
it.
and
Yeah, I saw
Oscar
it.
Isaac.
I like the movie.
Yeah.
There's
I still want to watch. I still haven't watched it yet.
there's parts of it like I didn't love the movie, but I thought, man, it was very entertaining. It went places that I did not expect in the way that, like, when movies shake me to my core, I love it. Like, I just love it when I'm like so shocked that I didn't.
Some
like,
of the things that you thought they
like-
shouldn't have done
Yeah.
is exactly where it
Yeah,
went.
it kept happening.
Thanks for spoiling it, guys.
Well, I'm just saying
No, I'm
it
just
kept
kidding.
going. It kept having like little turns in the story where you're just
that kept drawing you back
like,
into it.
There's stuff that happens early on, and I'm like, well, man, the movie's like got to be over with at this point, right? Like,
You're
what
like,
else is
oh,
there to do?
They just finished it.
Yeah,
It's
they're done.
over.
And then it's
Oh,
got
wait.
like half the movie left, and
I actually paused it because I watched it at home and I looked and I
well,
went,
you had to. It's
well,
only
yeah.
on Netflix.
I'm just saying, I paused it.
I mean, I do rent a
paused
theater
it.
on the weekends to
Thank
watch
you, thank you.
Netflix. But
I paused it and
Can I come watch?
And I looked at the progress bar and I was like, well, that's not even halfway through. Because I thought it was like
yeah.
like 80%.
and I know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
So great Ben Affleck performance, by the way. Like, it was really, like, he did really good in this
he
movie.
did really good. Yeah.
And
I just have this feeling that the Batman stuff that he did,
He didn't
did
have his
not
heart in it.
have.
Yeah.
Well, I think he didn't get the control that he wanted.
That's true. That's
to
true.
be it.
That's
So
true.
it took,
That true, Kyle. That true. Preach it, Kyle.
So I think
Preach
it
brother,
took his.
Kyle.
I
That's
think
true.
it took his heart out of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, Eric, we're going to talk about this movie after the show.
No, you aren't, 'cause I'm
Kyle
still
doesn't
here.
wanna get
Kyle
us
can plug
spoiled.
his ears.
No,
But there's that moment.
There's that one.
There's
moment.
there's that
Not-
moment, and that one
and
thing
you're
happens.
like, did that really?
Yeah, it's like, oh, that didn't really happen.
And then I'm like, now what?
I know, and that's when the starfish farted.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, I mean, I don't want to overhype it because but it is for a Netflix. Like,
It was well
at
put
this point.
together.
At this point, I am not allowed to say for a Netflix movie because they have upped their game. Like on movies, at least, and some of their TV shows. But they have they make these feature films that belong in theaters, or at least they're theater quality, and they're just
Yeah.
coming straight to your house. And it's,
That one
it's
with
making Steven Spielberg very upset.
That one with Woody Harrelson looks really good too.
That's on my list.
The Bonnie and Clyde
Gotta
one.
watch
That's on
that.
my list too. Maybe I should watch that this week. You can watch it this week, and then we can both talk
We can
about
talk
it next week.
and be like,
That
Did you
one
watch
thing
that-
happened
that
at
one
one
thing-
point. Oh my gosh, Cal! And they got in a car.
did you watch that one, Jeremy? The Bonnie and Clyde one with Woody Harrelson and Kevin
no,
Costner.
I haven't watched that.
That
one
looks
yet.
good.
Yeah.
Let's all watch it. And
I
then
got
we'll
a
do
flight
spoiler
this weekend.
cast.
Maybe I'll watch it on the plane.
I just also have to mention real quick, and then I'm done. I heard that that the Sandman's hosting SNL in May, and I'm really excited.
The Sandy Man. Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm that's all. I'm just excited to see Adam Sandler's for the first time ever hosting SNL. His
First time ever.
First time he's been on the show since Lorne Michaels fired him.
Wow.
Yeah, way back in the 90s. He made it all right.
I
though.
bet he
think-
makes a few jokes about that.
I don't know. I'm curious.
I'm sure he will.
Why wouldn't he?
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
He'd be like, "So I'm back."
He'd be like,
Maybe
well,
he-
I said, I'm back. I left the show, and then now I got back on the show because I'm the Sandman. There is a lot to be excited about, though, because
Yeah. Because why?
he's back on SNL. I don't know.
Okay.
I hope he brings
you
back
have
some of
it.
his characters. That's all. There's some of those classic characters, like Opera Man, would be nice to see. Maybe he'll debut some new songs. I don't know. There's just.
Is he the musical guest?
He'll probably just regurgitate his Netflix thing.
Did you watch that?
I watched some of it. I
Phone,
didn't
wallet,
watch all of it.
key.
Oh, you should watch it all.
Phone,
It's good
wallet,
because you
keys.
should finish it just because there's a very good ending to it that'll, you might want a tissue box nearby. Oh. That's good. It's heartfelt.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll stop talking about the things I've been doing this week and let one of you that say the
I
words.
think Jeremy said words about his things that he did this week.
Shazam! I don't know.
He saw Shazam,
Yeah, he
and he
saw
also
Shazam.
watched that Ben Affleck movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
I did that.
I
Those
watched.
things.
I watched The Founder, that movie about the McDonald's
Yeah, that's a good one.
franchiser. That guy was an absolute jerk. Like that, I had no idea watching that, and I mean, like there was absolutely nothing redeemable that they showed about that guy.
I liked him.
in the movie.
I thought he was cool.
I mean, he was cool, and he went in and he took care of business, and he caused all
I
kinds
mean, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have McDonald's.
You're
Kyle.
right. I wouldn't.
Facts.
And I mean, what he did to make it happen so that McDonald's was everywhere is unbelievable. But man, that guy was a terrible person.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that Michael Keaton had that much to do with,
Yeah.
founding McDonald's. That's what I found
Yeah.
most shocking.
That was very shocking. So yeah, I saw that. It was a pretty good movie. And then I watched The Legend of Cocaine Island. It was a documentary that.
That's on Netflix.
It's on
right? Yeah,
Netflix,
I
yep.
saw the trailer for that. Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good. I couldn't stop thinking about the story for a couple days just because it's
Because that's like a documentary about a dude who's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to this island to get
yeah,
this cocaine.
and they
so I
do a
can
lot
sell
of
it.
like reenactment and stuff with him that's like corny in just the right ways. Because like the whole thing starts off with like in the trailer, they're like a fairy tale from the north starts off once upon a time. Fairy tale from the south is you aren't going to believe this bleep. And that's kind of what it was. This guy
Whoa,
lost.
language.
I mean, he loses everything.
We almost ruined the show.
I know.
Last
Hey,
week
I
because
bleeped
of
it.
Language.
I bleeped it.
So-
Okay. But I mean, he basically loses everything during the recession in what was it, 2008. Here's the story from one of his newer neighbors that he had found a bag with like kilos of cocaine. And then
I mean, what do you do with that? You
he-
sell it.
He can't stop thinking about it, so he's like, "What if I try to find where this is, and then what?" And the whole story, without giving any of it away, is just like
Spoilers.
it's the whole thing is crazy, and it's and it's almost unbelievable. But I
think
mean,
the part that made me want to watch it the most was just that, like, I'm like, okay, if this is his goal, like, how's he gonna flip it? Like, that's what
Right.
I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
how is he gonna get rid
Like-
of this without like going to prison? Like,
right,
and
it's-
how are they gonna document it without like giving him away? And
Yeah.
then now
Yeah.
he goes to prison, right?
Yeah. You should. It's an interesting watch. It's like an hour and a half, something like that. The reenactment with him doing reenactments of his own like
Is it
self.
funny?
It's kind of funny. Like it's almost like that tongue in cheek. Like we know that it's a reenactment, and we've got the guy doing it, and you know he's not an actor, so they've like hammed him up even more. That just makes it ridiculous, and it just kind of works with the craziness of the
awesome.
story and everything. Anyway. But yeah, that was what I did this week, and then of course I went to Denver, and all I got was this crummy shirt.
It looks like a PlayStation shirt.
It is a PlayStation shirt.
Wow, I was right.
You were right.
I knew it
Nailed
all
it.
along. I knew it since the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because I walked in here and I said Kyle's wearing PlayStation buttons on his shirt.
I was wearing PlayStation buttons.
Squares and X's and circles
Yeah.
and triangles.
Yeah.
Squares and X's and circles.
It's
and
pretty cool.
triangles.
Pretty cool.
Squares and X's and circles and triangles. All the way on
Oh,
Kyle's
and,
shirt.
They're all
Yep.
shapes except for the X, right?
Is an X not a shape?
I mean,
Yeah. It's the shape of a letter.
Oh, no,
not an enclosed like
Every-
a shape with.
I mean,
It's two
technically,
lines. It's technically not a
everything's
shape.
shape.
Well, no.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
it's-
there's a shape
it's-
of everything.
It's a representation.
What's the shape of water?
Two
Kyle?
lines.
I mean, it
versus
depends
a-
on what
it
kind
has
of
no
form
mass.
of water it is.
It has no mass.
No, that's Spanish.
It has no mass.
Or no more.
It has more. It has more.
It has no mass.
It has more mass than you do.
Yeah. It is definitely not Catholic.
yeah,
Jeremy, that's all you did was Shazam it?
I mean, no.
Oh.
But that's
Kuipers,
all
did
I
you watch
remember.
Aquaman this week?
No.
What else did you do this week, Kuipers?
I can't remember, honestly. It's
Very interesting.
I had something on here that I forgot. I started playing. They added What Remains of Edith Finch on Xbox Games Pass.
I played that over the New Year from 2017 to 2018 on New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, and
It's a really good game.
it disturbed my daughter a lot.
Yeah.
She was probably too young to watch some of that.
It reminded me of Gone Home, only it was a much better story, and it felt like it sucked you into the immersion of it. Because Gone Home just very much was exploring this house, whereas this like puts you in the shoes of different people as the story is being told. It's a really
Dude,
well made.
Did you finish it?
I haven't. I've
okay.
got just a little ways to go.
Did you get to the fish part? The fishery or the fish factory or whatever?
I don't think so.
Fish slaughterhouse. It's a good one.
I got to the three children. that
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good. Did you think of some Kuipers?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
I'm just sitting here waiting for Joker to come out on Switch on the Ultimate.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie for a second.
There's that
You're talking about for the Smash?
for Smash, yeah.
Oh, I
for-
thought you were saying Persona 5 on
Well,
Switch.
yeah, there could be that too.
Yeah.
But also, I guess, did you guys see the VR for Switch?
Oh,
I
Labo?
heard about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You can get you put your face in a goose's butt, so that's cool.
I mean, I've always wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. Who hasn't?
I mean,
Didn't you get
not
enough with
saying
butts?
I have.
Gross, Jeremy. Too much
It's like,
information.
down on a farm when you need to get an egg out of the goose, you just stick your eyeball up there and look, and then you wiggle your finger around until the egg come out. I think I turned Cajun at some point.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sandler.
Oh boy.
Anyways, that's good. Good farming, Jeremy. I'm glad you saved that
mean-
goose's life.
You know what it means when you goosed somebody, right?
Yeah. Why? No.
Never
just
goose
stop.
a goose.
Stop.
Right?
Are you talking about the character from Top Gun?
No, I'm talking about the cat that's not a cat.
Danger zone.
Oh,
No.
this is the danger zone. True. Yeah, no, there's a. You know what though? I think when you're talking about system only releases, or what are those called? Sorry,
Exclusives?
exclusive. Sorry, my brain just.
only releases.
Sorry, I had a real.
You were stuck on the goose eggs and trying to pull them out.
I had some mental flatulence. There was, but there's a lot of exclusives coming to the Switch compared to the other consoles. Like this year alone, like
I thought you were gonna
you're looking at there's like 2 Zelda games coming out. There's Animal Crossing, which oh my gosh, Animal Crossing.
When is that one supposed to come out?
I don't know. 2019. They're all like labeled 2019.
2019.
Yeah,
But-
Joker was labeled April 2019, and there's still like no news yet.
Are you a Persona fan?
I'm more waiting to also see who's going to be next.
No, so you're just
Which
like
we kinda knew-
okay,
He's
He's
to
just
come
a
out first.
Smash fan.
you're just like get Joker out
Yeah,
here.
I'm a
so-
Smash fan, so I can.
Get
I'm also
Joker
just
so I
waiting.
can smash.
I want to see how he plays like on Smash, and then I also want to see who's next.
Oh,
Teenage Mutant
who do you
Ninja
think
Turtles.
is next? What's your if you were to guess?
That would be awesome, Kyle.
I want to
They
know.
won't.
I know, but it'd
My
be awesome.
joke answer would be Master Chief.
Well, I mean, they have been buddy and buddy. And
I kind of
That
feel
would be
like Cuphead
hilarious.
could be a potential.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That could be interesting.
I mean, what would he do? What would he? He would just shoot like little dots out of his.
Yeah, like you could maybe change what type of like gun you use, or like change the different effects.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could.
his
I mean, there's a
supers could
lot
be
of
the different
swords and
supers.
guns. So I mean, Fox shoots a gun. So why couldn't Cuphead?
Fox. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of characters with guns on Smash.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're. Sorry, I had this list of Switch releases that I was looking at earlier today, and I can't find it now.
See, I thought you were going to go with like the whole controversy of the Epic Store that seems to continue to rage.
I'm so sick of this. Like, people are upset about what? Like,
Borderlands 3 is exclusive.
I know, but I mean, there was So console exclusivity is one thing, but it's just a launcher, people.
Right.
Like, who cares?
But then I have to have like 12 launchers on my computer.
And I gotta have them
cares?
all up because I need to know if my buddies are playing on that one or playing on this one, and then it's gonna mess up all my.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
processing.
And honestly, it's one of those things that really makes gamers seem extremely juvenile. Like I can't
Yeah.
have it on.
Well, it's always been that. It's like the Chevy and Ford thing. That's
Yeah.
juvenile, and that's been around forever.
Right, but I mean, like with the stigma that
all
games
know Nissan
already
is better.
has for a lot of adults that play video games.
It's always it's a Honda. I love that we're arguing foreigns, like imports. People would be so annoyed with that.
I mean, Hyundai is pretty awesome if you're looking at miles.
Forever, Miles.
Yeah.
It is but it is petty like that. Like people who are comparing cars. Ooh, this Ford found on road dead.
Yeah,
I've seen lots of memes where like all of a sudden the Xbox and PlayStation people are laughing at computer players for the Steam versus Epic Store shenanigans that they had.
Well, and it's like, okay, if you play PC games, you just you have to have it download another launcher to play this game. Like and you pay your money to that. Like, I mean, okay, maybe it makes Gabe Newell sad, but that's about where it ends. Like, I know that there's some features that people want in it, like cloud saves and different things like that. And they've
Give
already
it time.
They've already
But I
said
gotta
that.
re-add all my friends, and then we gotta use a different chat platform, and all that stuff.
I mean, really, the only thing that I've heard that is a legitimate concern is that there's been some concern over data breaches with Epic. But I mean, at the same time, like
That's just because Tencent owns them, but Tencent owns everything. So
Yeah.
like what movie was I watching the other day? And the opening credits it showed Tencent Productions on it, and I was like, "What? They're making movies now?" So I mean, China's going to own everything soon,
yeah.
and that's fine.
And I mean, yeah, we live in a society where everything we own and have is in a cloud. So at some point, something is going to get hacked.
And I don't think I think that the hacking thing wasn't as much of an issue. I think people are more concerned about like
What their data is being used
like
with,
China
stuff
is,
like that.
is like
Yeah.
mining your data or whatever, and it's like, okay, what,
mean, so
what
is
are you
Facebook.
what are you
what
doing?
video game data?
Yeah, like what are you doing on there that you don't want China to have in the first
Yeah.
place? Like that. I mean, I get that we need to have. There's a certain level of privacy we need, but then there's just so much fear mongering that goes around it that sometimes I'm just like, come on, let's pull back the reins a little bit. Oh, that was the other game I was thinking of, was that the Pokemon Sword and Shield is supposed to be out this year too,
yeah.
which is kind of crazy when you think about it. That all of these games
The
are going
first
to be out.
proper console.
Mario Maker
version.
2. Like, I think there's more games on the Nintendo Switch this year that I'm excited about than on any other platform. But anyways,
And I mean the fact that you can take them all with you on the go.
Luigi's Mansion 3. I mean,
It is one of those things that the taking it on the go with you. I have noticed with Yoshi, it takes up my battery a considerable amount more than a lot of like the indie games that I've been playing.
but the processing power on most of those indie games is
is like next to nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those things that everybody had always kind of complained about the battery life, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, when you're
and then
playing-
I've been playing that, or like playing the Tetris game where it's using the online feature and all that stuff. I'm like, holy crap, this battery
You gotta
really
fig-
doesn't hold
you-
a lot.
You got to figure you're playing Baba as you, and the whole screen is black. It's
Yeah.
like using no
Yeah.
energy.
Oh
at
my
all.
gosh.
That reminds me, I started playing that too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Are you Baba?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Baba is me too.
Wall is me.
Baba is frustrated.
Lava is push.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that game! I just kept hitting my head against the wall so many times, literally in that game.
I will never beat this game. I don't think.
No, not unless you just look up a YouTube tutorial for each level. That kind of takes the fun out of it. Though.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple times because I'm just always, I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm always just like, oh, I'm just going to learn the mechanics of this. They're introducing something new, but then they're just constantly introducing new things. And then I'm just like, I don't know.
There's some that I'm like, how on earth? There's everything's hidden behind walls. So how do I possibly maneuver this?
Right.
And there's some that you walk away and then you come back and try like one little thing and it just works. And then that makes you almost more frustrated because you're like, why couldn't I have seen that earlier?
Yeah. Baba is frustrating.
Yeah.
But I like Baba.
It's great.
Baba. Boo Boo.
Baba.
Should we do news stuff?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into the news, ladies and gents. First story we got is coming from AV News Club. Or AV Club News, I guess. Sorry. The story headline reads, Millionaire wants to stage a real-life battle royale on private island. Which should go fine.
Yeah, is he going to compete in it?
I read this headline. I was like, okay, I felt scared. I felt excited. I was like, well, this is bad. I shouldn't want to watch this. I don't want to see this. Eric, check yourself. Your morality meter is spiking.
I want to participate.
You shouldn't watch the. You would die though. And then like you read the article and you find out that the headline might be just a little misleading.
A little bit. But here's the thing, right? It's in international water, so why not?
So it's not going to be fire?
It's airsoft.
I know. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's dumb.
Come on. I mean, if you're gonna do it,
at least do paintballs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeremy and I on the same page for once. Yes.
Well, I think it's because they have this. They're gonna use some sort of fancy armor that's like super sensitive to the airsoft or something.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna hit a branch. And
I know.
It's gonna
That's what I was
say,
thinking.
oh, you got hit.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Janky. That's how it's gonna work.
I know that I'm a terrible person because there was just like the tiniest bit of disappointment when I heard airsoft, and I'm like, "You're a bad human, Eric.
Yeah,
you're a bad person."
Honestly, I scanned the article, and as soon as I saw that word, I was like, "Dang it!"
Jeremy had a death wish.
I was planning my trip. You know, like how do I sign up?
Oh my gosh, Jeremy!
Not.
Do we need to take you to a doctor?
Yeah, we probably do.
Actually, I was more looking at this island. Is this the actual island?
I don't
Just from
know.
the
This
article.
was what was in the article.
How is it that we
Because I
could...
gotta admit, I was looking at the island, going, "Okay, how would I plan my attack?"
Jeremy's like, I'll go over to that chicken thigh side.
Well, you see, there's that opening in the middle on the left-hand side with that sand area there.
Yeah,
I feel like you could really set up.
You guys remember when Hunger Games seemed like it was such a morbid idea, and now that's like our #1 video game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Battle Royale.
But if you look at that long sandbar on the right-hand side, like
Yeah.
no one's going to even think to look
No, that's
that
where
direction.
everyone's going to jump.
No,
Everyone's
no.
going to drop in there.
No one's going to even think to look that direction because everyone's going to go for cover. And if you get a good scope on you and you could get out there in a sandbar and just completely hide in the sand, you can start picking people off.
Sandbar.
And they got to come to you. That's the thing.
But you got to win enough matches so that you can win those sand-colored pants.
It's true. And
Otherwise, you're going to
is there
stand
chickens
out.
on the island because I need a dinner.
So this guy, yeah, I mean, he's anonymous right now. We don't know who this is. Immediately, I thought Elon Musk, but I mean,
It probably is.
if it is him, he's not telling.
Watch it just be a big ploy to sell some new game.
Oh, speaking of Elon Musk, after the Model 3 announcement, like, I mean, I know it's been a while, but like, just even recently, I just keep going to the website and building my Model 3.
Because you want one. They're not that expensive.
I mean, they are though. When you
They are, Jeremy.
Not when you factor in, you're not paying for gas.
Well, I know that saves you money, but still, like, I want to like add in the autopilot features, and then that's like an extra $5,000 or $8,000, and then it's like I need to add this, and then it's like, but what if I want a different color? Then it's gonna
Custom order.
Yeah, it's
Kyle is doing it right now.
I mean, the base.
I've wanted a Tesla for so long.
What's the base?
The base price is like $35,000, which is like cheaper than any Tesla ever. So it's
31.
No, look at your. Oh yeah, 31.
31,450.
Yeah, but that has a.
But that doesn't look like there's any place to sit in this
That's
car.
before savings. So you're looking at 39.5.
Yeah.
So they actually took one of the options off of there. It looks like because they had so much demand for the cheapest one.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
They took it off.
But you can get performance for.
See, I want the long range.
Oh wait, this is just the car.
But see, if this was your
long
daily
range,
driver,
okay.
you don't need the long range.
I know, but I want it because it's all-wheel drive. The other
see,
ones are
that's
not
nice.
are not all-wheel drive. We live in Nebraska.
310 mile range, 145 mile per hour top speed.
How did
4.5?
I'm sorry, I took
60.
us on this rabbit hole.
No, it's good.
It's good.
Jeremy actually took us on this when he said that Elon Musk was probably.
I said that.
No,
you
said
took
it.
us on this.
I've built one or two of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I mean, with Elon Musk on the mind, though, too, I just can't help but think of last week.
That was a beautiful moment.
Yes.
I forgot.
Harambe,
Oh yeah.
some Bombay. He's got a career ahead of him. I think it was beautiful.
It was.
No, so this guy's anonymous. He says that the competition will run for 12 hours each day before food and camping gear and all the necessary equipment will be handed out to the sleepy cosplayers. That's so reductive. Just call them cosplayers.
The sleepy cosplayers.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just calling
They're gonna
it.
not pull their chute or something. I don't know.
I'm guessing they're not actually getting dropped.
so-
in, but whatever.
I hope so. That's like
Especially if they're all meeting after every 12 hours to
yeah.
get
Let's eat
together and
now.
have a campsite.
and they're gonna sing Kumbaya, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna go out and kill each other.
It's just basically a long weekend of paintballing with airsoft.
Wasn't there a story we had a while back where someone in Russia was trying to actually do like a legit battle royale type thing? Where
No, that was like an extreme survival type of thing that
okay.
they were like putting them out in the.
But people were probably going to die in that.
Yeah,
thing,
and
right?
then it caused all kinds of backlash.
Okay. So I kind of thought it might be one of those things, but it's not. So don't.
So
get
no reality TV show here.
So, in the other news, this story comes from The Verge. It says, see the first image ever taken of a supermassive black hole. Nope. Kuipers. That's the Soundgarden album.
No, that's perfect. Look,
Kuipers.
can't you see how the light is leaving?
Okay. Like, the one thing is, like, you can, like, the image of it is, barely distinguishable. It's just this blurry thing, like an orangey circle in the blackness. And it took up like how many petabytes of storage to take this
5
photo?
million.
But
or
it's not.
something.
It's not just one photo.
Well, I know.
They had to sync up.
Yeah.
Was it 7 or 9
This is
satellites
the
around the
actual-
world?
This is the actual original photo. That, like, there's a tiny
And it took
point there
6
zoomed in.
days for them to get the data in order to compile it.
Yeah, there's like a picture of one of the ladies that are the woman who like had all the store, like all these hard drives. I don't remember how many petabytes it was, but it was a lot.
And they've been working on this one picture for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. It's crazy because it's like, what is it? Is it 55 million light years away? Is that what they said? I think.
So it's slowly sucking us to it.
I don't have the facts right, so this is all from memory. So sorry, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure they said it was 55 million light years away.
55 million light years from Earth.
And for record, a light year is
How far light can travel?
I know, but in miles, it's like, is it 6 trillion miles? Is that 1 light year?
Sure, something like that.
I know how long.
Hey Siri, how far is 1 light year in miles?
Yeah, how many miles is a light year?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can hear that.
What was the answer?
It's let's see. There's 4 commas. That means we got thousands, millions, billions, trillions. 5,879,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,0
trillion?
314,210.01 miles.
So it's about 6 trillion miles.
A little under, yeah.
So that I thought I said 6. Maybe I said 60.
5.9-ish.
But I'm just saying, okay, so 60 trillion miles times 55.
5 trillion.
Or, okay, 6 trillion. Almost 6 trillion. Roughly 6 trillion times 55.
Siri,
how
what's
many
6
miles?
trillion times 55?
Like, think about that. That's how far this camera had to go.
I don't even know if I could do that math on my phone.
6. You could touch
Jeremy,
it
I
sideways.
hope that your phone
turn it
can
sideways.
do that kind of math.
Then you can get the scientific calculator when you turn it that way.
And I can see all of the commas.
Yeah.
Right. If Is that right?
Times 55.
What if you just ask her?
There's still 4.
What's 55 times 6 trillion?
It's 330 trillion.
The answer is 3.3 times 10 to the 14th power.
Or 3.3E14.
So anyways,
it's 6 times 55.
like how many? Like it's just crazy to think
330.
that they even can look that far out and like. I mean, I know
They were
not,
saying it had to be like perfect weather in all of these locations around the world at the same time. And it was like 2012 when they actually did the photo or something. Like, it's not like a normal photo, if you will.
You know what's...
Because it's actually I mean, think of really long light aperture. Like, that's what they're doing, right? It took 6 days with multiple satellites.
But you know what's really awesome is that it took a whole, 5 minutes for people to ruin it on the internet? Because that's real cool.
There were a
to do
lot
that
of
kind
memes.
stuff.
How'd they ruin it?
I saw some that like photoshopped some hands around it that made it look like it was opening things that shouldn't be opened.
like Goatsy.
No, like body parts.
No, it's like Goatsy. That's what that reference was.
Okay.
So anyway, don't Google that. Anyways,
I won't.
It's it's insane, right? Like,
yes.
it puts life in some sort of terrifying perspective, though. Like,
True.
Like there was an article that when I was reading this, it was like connected. It was talking about like when they photograph the sun and they can see like like the little wispy kind
wisps of
flames that come off of the
Solar
sun.
flares.
Yeah,
The wisps.
Well, they're not solar flares though. It's like the wisp of like fire or whatever that is that's coming off there. Like, is it like a lava?
Molten lava.
But they were saying that they also discovered that every like 1 to 2 hours, it's like the sun like burps these giant like lava lamp size blobs of lava that just come off of the sun. They said that each one of them
cool.
is like 500 times the size of Earth, which is just like, it's just crazy to me to think this little...
And that's a whole lot closer to us.
Yeah, this blob of stuff. I mean, I'm sure it burns out quick once it leaves the sun's surface or
comes
something.
back in by gravity.
Maybe because, the gravity of the sun is so immense. But, like, just the fact that this blob is, like, 500 times our planet. Like, the scale of it is just, it's so mind-boggling. It makes us feel tiny. I feel little.
Because we are.
I feel so small now. I feel like a bug.
Just little.
I feel like the ending of Men in Black.
I was just thinking Men in Black, and did anyone see the new trailer?
No. I didn't know there was
There's another new trailer, or is this from a few weeks ago?
There's a new one that they're showing with the new movies right now.
Oh, I haven't seen
Anyway, you go watch Shazam and you'll see it.
But who's in it?
Who's in it?
it. Thor and
In
Valkyrie.
the trailer?
Who's in the new Men in Black?
Thor and Valkyrie.
Yeah, he knows more than I do.
I don't know what that means.
Chris Hemsworth
I don't
and
know
whoever,
famous people. You
whatever
know that
her name
about
is
me.
that played Valkyrie in Ragnarok.
Not interested.
The chick. Not
Yeah,
interested,
the
huh?
chick.
This is like when they did Independence Day without Will Smith. This isn't okay.
But it's in Europe.
But it might be okay.
Where's Tommy Lee Jones?
He's not
They're
in
not
Europe.
the only Men in Black.
He's not in Europe.
I don't want this. Is bad.
It's about this
This
girl
sounds
who
bad.
finds Men in Black and
It sounds like
wants
an
to be her
Independence Day
own,
remake
and
all over again.
I didn't say it was going to be good. I said I saw the trailer.
I disapprove.
It may be all right.
Nope.
We'll see.
It's not going to be. It's going to be bad, Kyle.
Well, I went to look it up, and now we really do need to take off these like hotkeys with things because I went to search Men in Black 2019, and then
Oh,
it made.
no.
Did it put us on the standby screen?
Yep.
Hold the
saw
FN
that.
key.
It's like
Not
We
the
really need to
FN
get
key.
one of those
The
other
FN
pieces.
Hold the effing key.
It's true. Hold the FN key.
Yeah.
On a Mac that stands for function.
Yeah, it's function
It's
key.
the FN key.
No, it's the function key.
I just love that you like censoredly cursed Kuipers out. Hold the effing key. The effing key.
I'm just saying that's what the key is. It's
Just
the FN
hold
key.
it. It's the effing key. Wow. Tyrion's dead. You just killed Tyrion.
I just smashed into the desk and moved everything. Sorry.
her name is Tessa Thompson, though. Just
Tessa Thompson. That's right.
Tessa Thompson.
Now you know.
It's a fun name to say.
She's been in like a ton of stuff.
That doesn't mean this movie's
The
gonna be good.
what is it? Annihilation. She was in
Creed.
Ragnarok. She's in Creed.
Westworld.
Polygon.com is reporting. that Disney Plus will launch November for less than $7 a month.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
$6.99.
Anyone else
crap.
hear this week that their Netflix subscription's getting more expensive
we
at
did.
the end of the month?
Nah, who cares? So
That was.
I mean,
like
I just feel
2
like
weeks ago they told
I feel
us.
like that's like every utility ever. Like I just
Yeah.
like whatever. I mean, what is it? $1, $2?
Another $1.
I don't know. It's $15.99 for the one with whatever 4 screens.
Oh, I don't have
and
4
HD.
screens.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I got 2 screens.
I mean, it's not always that. It's not always increasing though. I was actually told because I had Spotify and Hulu, like the Hulu commercial one, like bundled together for like 13, 14
Yeah.
bucks, and now it's only $9.99.
Ooh, that's a
so-
good deal.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure this was going to be 15.
Yeah,
So
no,
to
it's,
hear that it's $7 a month.
it's $6.99 a
awesome.
month, or if you pay annually for $69.99, it'll average out to about $5.83 a month. And they've got a ton of original material that's supposed to be coming through. They've said that they at launch it's going to include all the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, which is about a bounty
Star
hunter.
Wars man.
Yeah, bounty hunter. No, I don't know if it's supposed to be Boba or one of his other. But yeah, it's probably Baba. There's supposed to be a limited series for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a live-action remake of Lady and the Tramp. There's also supposed to be.
I don't know.
That's like one of my favorite movies as a child. That's my favorite like animated Disney movie is
Can
Lady
you
and the
imagine
Tramp.
in
What would that be in a live action movie? Is it going to be like a Dog's Purpose?
I think
or
it's
something?
no. I think it's going to be like the continual remakes of Disney live-action
Is
movies.
tramp an okay word for children to say?
Sure, why not?
My teacher's a tramp.
No, I don't think in that.
Like I just say it
Yeah.
seems like a bad word to teach
better
children.
Yeah.
than the other female dog word they could use.
Actually,
So-
tramp is for the male though.
Yeah,
That's true.
Lady
yeah,
and the
yeah,
tramp.
Lady
so
and the
it'd be
Tramp.
and the
They're gonna change it to Lady and the Scamp.
Scamp. He's such a scamp.
Like a little scamp. Kyle.
No, but they've got another Star Wars series on Captain Cassian that's supposed to be coming out. A limited series about Loki, and then there's going to be one that's
So he's not
about
dead.
Scarlet Witch and the Vision. They said that post-Endgame MCU will be extremely different and extremely focused on Disney Plus tying into the future movies. So who knows what that looks like, or if it's going to be like the way that comic series will often print what-if stories that are like, what if
So
this
Loki's
had happened
not
instead?
dead.
Not necessarily.
No, necessarily.
It doesn't necessarily mean that.
does mean
it
that.
could be something that is a what if. That's what it says in here.
prequels.
Or prequels. Yeah.
Nope. Loki's alive.
Like Star Wars.
That doesn't.
So I like
doesn't
how
mean
at the
that.
top of their interface it's like Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. It's
Mm-hmm.
all split up, and you can just tap on it. But what I want to see here is, or what I'm questioning why it's not here, rather, is where's 20th Century Fox?
Well, that's the other thing they said. That I mean, there's large amounts of Disney Channel shows, Disney Channel original movies. They don't necessarily say that there is going to be any bringing in 20th Century Fox, at least to start. Some of that may be that they're trying to
'Cause 20th
still
Century Fox,
acquire
like,
all of that.
They owned a big share of Hulu, or was it? And so now
So-
when they bought out
yeah.
that, because they're talking about being able to have bundles where you get ESPN Plus, Hulu, and this
Right.
in a bundle.
So that to me tells me that more than likely 20th Century Fox is going to stay on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And this is going to be that all the 100% Disney owned stuff that they have owned
That kinda
before
makes
that
sense.
merger.
It's just weird to like. Why don't they just like make it one thing then? Like just
I think
put
it's because
Hulu and Disney.
I think it's because it gives them options to be able to try and get
Piecemeal
more
it out.
money. Yeah.
I mean, as long as they put a good share of their movies on here, and I think their goal is to put
They
like
said that
everything on there. eventually.
Everything's supposed to come out of the vault.
So there is no vault going forward.
Well,
in some respects.
for streaming, yeah. I mean, the
That's
vault
crazy.
has always been about buying
Purchasing.
it. So
Yeah.
it makes. I don't think that is. I mean, are things that are in the vault, are they not able to be purchased digitally? I haven't ever looked at that. I don't know.
It seems like there's a lot more that is available digitally, but there are still things that are not. So yeah, they make a big deal about it, but it's usually now it's like, okay, now this is in HD or in 4K, and we're releasing it again out of the vault.
But only as a package set.
Well, I guess I haven't seen too much of that, but
So it does say that this is all going to be programming that is consistent with the Disney brand, which I think is why they are sticking to Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic, because everything is, for the most part, family friendly, and fits in within Disney. They said that anything that would be like R-rated movies or anything else would be relegated to Hulu, of which, after their purchase of 21st Century Fox, Disney is the major shareholder. So
crazy.
Yeah, and then I mean they have said, like you mentioned earlier, that there is expectations that at some point there would be some kind of grabbing them all together between Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and then Hulu. So to try and grab all of their streaming services together, which makes sense.
It'd be cool if they made like other package options too, like, hey, if you get this in Hulu, it's a discounted rate, because like. And not everybody's going to want ESPN in that.
Right. And they may, I mean, who knows? Maybe
but
that's something
how cable companies make money today.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's how dumb is it for us to go backwards that much?
I'm sure
that happens is making money.
I'm sure there will be packaging that you wouldn't necessarily have to add in that one because of the way that they are all.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was just like, okay, do you know if all the FX stuff goes to Hulu? Like all the FX shows, are they on?
I mean,
like when they're new, like when they newly air, do they show out Hulu?
I think so, but I know I think there's some that depends.
No, I think some don't.
Some of them go to Amazon, and I think there are some.
Like to buy though, right?
Well, no, but I mean, Amazon has a lot.
No,
of
but I'm
streaming.
talking about like, hey, within 24 hours, this episode that aired on FX is going to be on Hulu.
I don't think all the FX
I don't know
shows
about
are
that.
that way. I don't think so.
Oh,
okay.
I know that they have a lot of them streaming on like Amazon Prime. If you go, I mean, like The Americans is all on there. A lot of the FX shows, right? But I mean, like you can get it on Amazon too. So
yeah,
I guess I was just thinking the other day. Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm talking about I want it now. Like
right
I don't.
Now,
I don't care about archive. I'm just saying like. Because I was thinking, I have a DirecTV Now subscription that I use to log into like AMC and FX and stuff like that. But I was like, man, when this comes out, I already have like the cheap Hulu plan. I have Netflix. I have HBO Go. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's really the FX shows I think are the only things that I still like, Atlanta or something like that. Like, how do I get that when they air? But I don't know.
Pretty sure that's on Hulu.
Is it like the day after type thing?
I thought it was. Yeah.
So you go look into it. Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like I would be even more thrilled to just get away from any form of live TV. Like I mean,
the nice thing is with Hulu and the way that Hulu does give a lot of that information, it does, or a lot of those things like the next day or like a couple days within the week or whatever. That does make that much more appealing to be able to get those together, as well as, having Netflix and HBO, and you pretty much have everything almost.
Right. And I mean, I think, well, and if you are someone who is an avid sports viewer, like having ESPN Plus is a huge deal.
Yeah, because you get access to like all the regular ESPN plus some of the additional streaming stuff that you don't get if you're not watching even with cable.
I think the only thing that's a wild card at this point for me is Apple's service. Like,
what is that going to look like?
The little glimpse they gave of their like premium exclusive shows, like looked incredible. Like it just looks, those shows look great. Like, so I don't know. Like maybe they're not that good, but they look like they're going to be really good. So that's just like, maybe that's the other thing that you add in there, but yeah. I don't know.
Well, and I mean that, the other story that we had in here that we don't necessarily have to really go into it, but they're breaking up iTunes.
It's a good segue, Kyle. I'd like to point out you're a segue master. No, this next story comes from TheVerge.com. It says, it looks like Apple is about to break up iTunes. Now, warning, this is really only going to pertain to people who use an Apple laptop, desktop machine. Like,
for iTunes on...
Right, it's for the OS.
Really non-iOS device.
Yeah, it's for Mac OS specifically.
But it makes me wonder if they're going to split that up, that you would have to get like Apple Music if you're with PC or whatnot. But it sounds like they're separating the stores so that there is a specific music one, there is a specific movie, and then a specific or like
I mean, they've already
video
kind
and then
of
podcast.
done that on iOS, though.
So it does seem like
Right?
That's what they're doing. That's what they're saying.
they are doing.
They're trying to mimic what they've done on iOS
Yeah,
on the
okay.
Mac.
They're
Well,
going
that
to
makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to discontinue the actual iTunes on Mac operating system. It wouldn't surprise me if that happens for PCs shortly after that
so
too.
I do use like when I'm on my PC, if maybe I'm playing a game on my PC that I want to listen to music, I use Apple Music on there. But it is iTunes, and
Right.
iTunes on a PC is the slowest thing in the
Yep.
world. It's just like garbage. So if they could make like a lightweight app that was just Apple Music on a PC, that would be actually kind of awesome.
And it wouldn't surprise me if that's like the next step. The first place that they do it, obviously, is on their own operating system. But
this is also going to have the
it's-
Apple TV app.
it's
as
Apple
well.
TV app. So I mean, it seems like they're moving and pivoting into wanting to have that TV stand out that much more. So I guess we'll see what that actually looks like once they've got it. Right now, I would imagine it just functions the same way that the video aspect of buying any movies or TV or anything through Apple functions.
And when you think about iTunes on like any machine, on any laptop or computer or even on PC, like it's a leviathan of an application because there's just so much there. It's like
Well, and I think that's
it's got books in it. It's got
doesn't
iTunes.
give them the
It's got
opportunity
Apple
to-
Music.
They can't
movies.
market all of that under the iTunes
Yeah.
name, whereas this gives them the ability to go.
Well,
Hey, did you know we do this?
Well, and
Like,
it used to work, and
used
there was
to
like
work.
that time when like you had to sync your phone apps to it, and
Yeah.
remember there was like all these apps on your computer hard drive, and like just
And
a
now
lot of that stuff.
None of that stuff
No.
is tied in because of the way that the iPhone has evolved. It's like it evolved, and they just kind of
Yeah. It
forgot
can
that
still back
iTunes.
up to iTunes, and
Right,
things
but
like
I mean,
that.
it's something that it's almost like they kind of forgot that iTunes was something that was still on the computer, and they're
mean-
like, "Oh, hey, we still have that. We should
Yeah.
probably do something about this so that it's kind
Mac
of
is-
streamlined across the board."
The Mac's catching up on that. It's just
Yeah.
I mean, they
It sounds like they already had the books pulled out of iTunes.
they did separate
So-
that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so they had that one separated out. So it makes sense that these other ones would get pulled out. And I mean, it's one of those things that I think it's just everything else has moved so fast. And I think it just kind of has been forgotten about because people don't use it the same way that they used to. It used to be such the iTunes store.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's so much more
So does
than
that
just
mean that
those
like
things.
movies are going to go into Apple TV too?
I think so. That's what it seems like they've suggested in this article is that it's going to it's essentially they're all going to still do what they did, but they're going to have that same streamlined look that the ones on.
Well,
I mean,
but I think like
I
even
kind of like that because sometimes I've had to look at I'm going to download a movie into iTunes, and then I mean sometimes you can get lost in there.
well, but the thing is, the iTunes
Maybe
store.
I just sound old. But
The iTunes store is still on the phone. And
Correct.
like that has movies, TV shows, and music in it.
but then when
Right,
it downloads
but I think
something, it
that's-
throws it into the other apps.
right, and I think that
Yeah.
that is going to go away as well. But I mean, if you look at like the Apple Music, and then you look at the TV, they all kind of have a streamlined look and feel to them as
Right.
well. So it gives that additional everything being streamlined, but they have their own
Yeah.
specific apps, which I think it makes a lot of sense for this day and age. I mean, especially the way that you said, if you don't use one part of it, like
yeah.
why would you have that space taken up on your phone or on your computer?
Well, I for one welcome our new future.
It's gonna be
Taking-
great.
Taking over.
You say that every time we have something Apple related.
Yeah, I know. Such a
overlords.
lemming, right?
I
Any-
loved that game.
Do you guys see that 5G is popping up in some cities now?
Is it really?
Like Verizon mainly, but AT&T is doing it too. It's really fast on the phones. Jeremy, why are you just looking at a ball spinning on your screen? You watching a Twitch stream
He's
over
watching
there?
He's watching someone else's Twitch stream while we're streaming
That's
on
true.
Twitch.
That's
There's just
true
a ball
because I'm
spinning.
trying to determine which one of the people in our hiding in our lurking in our chat are actual real people, and I'm getting depressed. So don't worry about it.
Okay. We don't have any mail tonight, so let's go on and thank all of those caring,
Lovely people.
lovely
Why you gotta cut 'em off?
Patreon Peeps.
Just the song.
I was delaying so Kyle could prep the song, Jeremy, and then the magic.
You just killed the
I was
mood.
like thinking like all the lovely people.
Yeah. No, I would like to thank all the Patreon peeps out there who donate on a monthly basis to
Thank you.
patreon.com/minuteatub. That's right. That's you, Jolliver, God of Atheists. Thank you very much for your continued support of Minute in a Tub and the Tubcast and all that we do. For some reason, we're crazy enough to just keep coming back here every week and doing this show, despite any, persecution that we may face.
True.
I don't think
Even from one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
I was
where the
gonna say, that's
primary
where the
source is.
primary source of it is.
We could use some more hecklers, I think.
No, but thank you for your support. And if you're interested in supporting us, please go to patreon.com/minuteatub and
The
you can
link is in
subscribe, at any level. $1.
This hour,
$5
we
chat.
only need another 812 callers in order to reach
Callers?
our monthly goal.
We're not doing callers, Jeremy.
I thought we
You
were doing
missed.
it
You
NPR.
forgot about
I
last.
thought we were moving back into
He
NPR.
already forgot about last week.
No, I didn't.
He did.
I was just trying to bring it back.
I want more callers. I like call-in shows. It's fun. It's like,
Well, if people would call and leave a voicemail, that would
they could do
help.
that.
They can do that, and we can have callers. I think we really just need to get the ball rolling with a few people that see that we actually will listen to it and respond. If it's
Yeah.
not something that is
Vulgar.
just you saying bad words.
But see, maybe it's just that most people aren't as creative as we are.
that's it. We are better than everyone else, Jeremy. That's why we have a show on the internet.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone can do this.
Not everyone can do this, except most of you could if you just started broadcasting.
Yeah. You just turn on your computer.
They wouldn't have this
stuff.
cool set
That's true.
That's true.
that we
need to-
have.
We got some spills
Welcome.
on
All the
this.
Welcome
technology.
TP Poker.
TP Poker.
R.I.P. Florence Henderson.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's
you
too
do
bad.
this. You do this every time.
It's really sad
man.
that she passed. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week. So make sure you bring all of your happiness with you and
Yes.
your cheer. Your spring flowers. Bring those too. And whatever else you want to bring. I don't know what I'm saying.
Take it, Kyle.
Spring flowers.
Supposed to dance. No.
I was dancing. You stopped me from dancing.
I'm dancing, but you just can't see it because
I was trying
You're
to pass
so smooth.
the
I
funk
can't
on
even
to
see
you.
it.
the child that lives inside of me is dancing.
Yeah.
So many things, dark places that can go.
Why do you always go to those dark places, Jeremy?
He thinks I'm pregnant.
I don't know why there's a little child inside of
Oh
him.
boy.
I don't even have a response.
It's like that show where you open up their face and there's these little people controlling.
Jeremy, you
What
do
was that
realize
movie?
we're supposed
There
to
was a movie.
stop talking when that music
I
hits,
know,
so we're supposed
I
to get to
know.
that out.
Gremlins?
No, it was not too long
Aliens.
ago. It was where they controlled
Alien.
this human body, and it was that it was the guy from The Office that was the character.
BJ Novak.
Quiet Place?
I
Is
don't
that what you're talking about?
No, it
Are
was
you
a bunch
spoiling
of
a quiet place right now?
There was no little people inside
no,
of people's
this
faces.
is a bunch of it's a movie. I'll find it. It's out
Good night,
there.
everyone.
What a great ending to the show that was.
Please write into TUBCAST@minuteatub.com if you know the answer to this movie Jeremy is talking about. Thank you.
Oh my.